Ian Grayling is the division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, 101.1 WGRY, powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude.
It's time for the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show on Up North Sports Radio with your host, Rich Calkins.
It is time for the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Dedicated to providing the best customer service and the best offers, JimWernigChevrolet.com. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And starting off this morning is the head coach of Traverse City Central, Luke Johnson. And Luke, a little stumble last night, but I thought the last 10 days or so that your team had played really well with big-time wins over Menominee and Petoskey.
Yeah. Last night was a little bit different for us. We were without a couple guys, due to sickness and one that was out of town. And so we were a little bit out of sync, didn't go as deep in our bench, weren't able to, sub guys and give St. John's all the credit. They're a good team. They're the reason they're 17-4, and they're just a really good team. But besides that, like you said, we really have been playing well over the last 2 weeks of the season. Proud of our guys for kind of locking in and being able to execute down the stretch for some of these close games.
Yeah, Coach, that 2-point win over Menominee at the Northern Michigan Showcase right there at St. Francis, that was a big-time win against a really quality opponent from the western part of the UP.
Yeah, kind of an interesting game. They came out and kind of put it on us. I think we got down 8 or 10 right out the gate, like 10-0 or 8-0, something like that, and then we really put it on them. I think we stretched the lead to 16 or 18 in the second quarter at one point. Wow. They got it to 10 at half. We knew they were going to make a run, and they did, and we kind of ran a little bit out of gas. But we were able to make plays down the stretch and execute and make shots.
Coach, do you know your matchup yet?
Yeah, we will play Gaylord Monday at our place.
Okay.
Yep, and if we win, the winner of that game, either Gaylord or us, will have the honor of traveling north to Marquette on Wednesday.
So they're going to get Marquette.
Yeah, right. On that if you win, right, they go Wednesday up to Marquette.
Gotcha.
Coach, as you never wanted to look too far ahead, especially when you're playing a relative in the first matchup of districts there. But Marquette's still a good team, but again, they don't have the physical presence of the big redheaded kid like they did the last few years.
Yeah, and I know that there's been a lot of communication with the state of Michigan regarding the MPR and everything, and honestly, I don't get it. I don't know that anybody does. for them to be able to host and having played only 4 or 5 Division I schools all year, and I think we've played one that isn't Division I.
Right.
We've played 19 Division I schools all year, right? And it's tough. You don't want to judge it by that, but it's unfortunate, especially on a Wednesday for one of us, Gaylord or us, to have to travel there. It's not advantageous for us, and so I hope that somebody at the state level is really looking at this, because it is unfortunate.
Yeah, and Coach, not just Division I schedule like you guys had, really high-quality Division I teams with the Rockfords, the Lansing Everetts, the Grand Havens, all really good quality teams that you played.
Yeah, we're not playing slouches. We're not, and no knock, but we're not playing schools with 100 kids in their high school.
Right. Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, because a win is a win. That's the way the MPRs look, and they don't justify who you're playing. It's just a win is a win and a loss is a loss, and so it's unfortunate. You got to play the games. I'm really liking our kids. I'm confident in our kids, and so we'll come out Monday and hopefully play well and see what happens.
Yeah, I know there's nothing we can do about it this year, Coach, but trust me, it's been a hot topic on this radio show and our Friday show as well. So, I guess we need Ken Palm for high school.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I don't know who wants to take on that job.
Right. Not me. But.
No, for sure. But, Coach, like you said, you've got to like the matchup against Gaylord, especially when you're hosting that first district game.
Yeah, I do. You know, we played well against them the first two games. The second game, we kind of got up big and we subbed some guys in, and they cut it back to 10. So I didn't like how we finished that game. So I'm hoping that our guys come out ready. And I've been on both sides of the equation, where I've had a team that should win, and I've had a team that shouldn't win, and I've been on both sides of winning and losing those. And so these are always interesting. I hope our kids come out ready to play with some energy and communication and just some fire.
Right. And, Coach, there's a reason why they call it March Madness, even though we're getting started early again this year in February. But, anything can go.
100%. Especially, they call it March Madness with, and they're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds. We're dealing with, 14 to 18-year-olds. And so you never know. Are they ready? Did they stay up and play video games the night before, right? Did they, you just don't know. And so you come out, hopefully play hard, make some shots, and get the job done.
Yeah. Now, Coach, you mentioned you had a little bit of illness going through. You expect to be 100% healthy for that game on Monday night?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. We've had players like Hudson McLean has only practiced twice in the last 2 weeks for us. He's been battling kind of some illness, and then we had another kid that went down on Friday, and he was battling some illness, and he wasn't with us actually Thursday and Friday. That comes off the bench for us. Yeah. So, partially we told him just to stay home. I didn't want him on a bus for 6 hours with our kids.
Sure.
Because this is a time we just don't need it to go through. So,
right.
And last night's game didn't mean a whole lot, right? Other than, hey, let's just keep rolling and keep playing. So, I didn't want that week and a half, possibility of a week and a half break where you just don't play a game, and then you go into the districts. So that's why we scheduled the game. I do anticipate we'll be fully healthy unless something happens, over the next 48 hours. But, we should be fully healthy.
Just get that chicken noodle soup going, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to take some to practice tomorrow just to make sure.
Nice. No, Coach, but you take Hudson McLean out of your lineup, Coach. He's a big part of what you guys do.
Yeah, he is, and he does so many little things that people don't see, too. Defensively, he actually is better than what I think people give him credit, and I think, offensively, even though he's drawn a lot of attention to himself because of how skilled he is, he battles through it, but that also opens up things for other guys. So, having taken him out of the equation is big for us, and so having him back full strength is going to be nice.
Yeah.
Coach, you've had the opportunity to play Gaylord. What worries you most about them?
They're just good athletes, right? They're good athletes, and they're going to make plays. And so, the first time we played them, they didn't have the Cole kid. The second time they did, and then they didn't have a couple of their other kids. So we haven't played them really at full strength, and they do have good athletes. And so I think if we don't come out and hit shots that, and it's a grind out game, that's worrisome for me, right? We need to be able to kind of speed the game up and make shots and get some possessions early that we can, get some easy buckets and hopefully kind of get things rolling in our direction.
Right. And, Coach, as you know, they don't have a ton of size, but, again, they battle you for 4 quarters, and those are the teams that can always surprise you.
Yeah, and we saw that the last time we played them. We went up 22 in the third quarter, and somewhere early fourth they cut it to 10, and it's like, they're going to keep playing. And they, like I said, they have athletes, and I know my cousin Justin's over there. He's trying to get things going right for their program, and so he's trying to get their guys to play hard, and that's where it starts, right? Building that program, and so. yeah, they're going to play hard for 4 quarters, and we got to be ready to roll.
Yeah.
What if you do beat Gaylord and you have to go to Marquette, Coach? What does that look like? I mean, you guys leave at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, we'll probably leave right after the game Monday to get. No, we'll probably honestly, like I think we would probably leave Tuesday night. I don't think, and this is the issue you run into.
Right.
Putting a kid on a bus for 10 hours in one day is a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah.
Whether you go up there and win or lose, you're coming home and you're getting home at 2 or 3 in the morning and expecting kids to get up at 6 or 7 to go to school the next day,
yeah.
right? Like,
yeah,
that's it's just not fair to our kids.
No, it's not.
And so our plan would be to leave Tuesday probably after school, get up somewhere around Munising, where the superintendent's an old friend of mine there, and so we would probably practice there Tuesday night, stay there, do something Tuesday early morning there, and then kind of make our way back, over to Marquette Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
That sounds smart, Coach, and having those connections always help.
Yeah. When you've been around long enough, I guess that's what happens. Getting old, I guess. I don't know if I call it connections. It's just getting old.
Yeah, the whole hell of it is Clyde's isn't even open yet.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I know. There's so many things, but we can get some fresh pasties. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, there you go. That's good fallback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Coach, that sounds really smart to do that. Head up the night before. That way the kids are more in their own routine. That really sounds like an excellent way. Again, if that were to come to fruition, just how to handle that.
Yeah, and I'm not putting the cart before the horse, right?
No, you can't. But it's
been
just
there where I've had really good teams, and we went in the district and lost to a team we shouldn't had, and
right.
I've also had teams that we're 2-18 and we beat somebody that we shouldn't have, and so it's I'm not going to get my head there, but in the same sense, we do need to be cognizant of things happen fast, right? Because it's a 48-hour turnover, and we got to make it 5 hours north. So
yeah.
So just trying to be cognizant of everything going on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Coach. Well, we really appreciate you joining us. Best of luck Monday night. Again, that's going to be right there at the Trojan Arena there at Traverse City Central. So hopefully you have a big-time crowd there, Coach, and get your playoffs going in the right direction.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get our playoffs going just like our hockey team. So I'm really proud of them, and hopefully they can keep the train rolling too. So thanks, guys. I appreciate your help.
But they won yesterday?
Yeah, they beat Alpena last night in overtime.
Yeah, okay, good for them. All right.
Yeah. Now I think they host on Wednesday, unfortunately, which could be a night we play as well. But I believe they host Midland Dow now. So
okay,
well, good luck with having your fans follow you up to Marquette, Coach.
Yeah, all 10 of them.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thanks, Luke.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank
All
you.
right. Head coach Luke Johnson of Traverse City Central. Yeah, real unique, tough going down to play a really good 17-4 St. John's team last night. Mm-hmm. But prior to that, like I mentioned, they'd really been playing super well. So
yeah, it's certainly not uncommon to play an opponent when your schedule has ended, and especially the oddity of some of the ones that we talk about that are not in our market. Like the PSL tournament is. Yeah. Almost 10 days, 2 weeks before. Same thing with the Catholic League tournament. There's a few other places in the state that do that, so you've got to find a game or two.
Right.
You don't want to sit around for 2 weeks.
No. That's what you do not want to do, for sure. All right,
so,
when we come back, we're going to have a very happy Sean Finnegan with the huge upset of McBain last night.
Woo!
Yeah, St. Francis.
How did that? I can't wait to hear that one.
I know,
okay.
Yeah. All right, you're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Spring is just around the corner. Get your business ready to roll. Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord has serious commercial vehicles at serious almost spring savings. Right now, save over $5,000 on in-stock commercial inventory, including 2025 Chevrolet Express 2500 cargo vans, 2025 Chevy Express box trucks, and 2025 Silverado 2400 HD dump trucks. Built to work, ready for the season, and priced to move. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
If you're suffering from chronic back or neck pain, it's time to find out why. Start your journey with the experts who know spines, right here in Northern Michigan. From consultation to recovery, Munson's trusted spine specialists treat you close to home in Gaylord, Petoskey, Charlevoix, and Traverse City, so you can find relief, be more active, and live life without pain. For exceptional care without the long drives or waits, visit munsonhealthcare.org/spine.
The President's Day sale going on now at your Gaylord Gardner White Furniture has tremendous doorbuster deals, plus an extra 30% off furniture and 60% off mattresses. Get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now with an in-store credit card or many different 0% interest plans. Redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Big capability, smart monthly payments. It's all happening now at Jim Wiernig GMC. Lease a 2026 Sierra Elevation 4-wheel drive double cab for only $166 per month plus tax. Or choose the confident 2026 Terrain Elevation all-wheel drive for $399 a month plus tax. These are 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with 2026 due at signing. Ready to make your move? Call 989-732-4288 and drive professional grade today. Jim Wiernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And joining us now, the head coach of Traverse City St. Francis, Sean Finnegan. Sean, I tell you what a way to end the regular season by beating a previously one-loss McBain team.
Yeah, that's I honestly, someone told me that after the game. Oh, well, they're 19-2 now, Coach. I said, I didn't realize.
Oh yeah.
They're like, you didn't know that? I said, no. Why would that matter to me? I don't look at that. They're a good team.
Yep.
They kicked our butt when we were down there, and we're still trying to figure out, getting ourselves to where we need to be. And so I don't look at that stuff. They're like, well, they're ranked this or that. So. Like 5 guys on the floor wearing McBain jerseys, and we're 5 guys over here. We got to beat them. That's all I know.
Right.
So,
well, you would have won a few bucks, Coach, if you got somebody to bet it. So.
Yeah, that would have. We probably would have been a good under on that, and I probably could have got some good odds, 5 or 6 to 1. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach. What worked well for you last night?
Well, one thing I will say is, obviously, Coach Coatman there, he's one of my favorites all time. He's a hell of a
great
coach.
guy.
He's legendary. I always enjoy any time I get. I try to catch him out in the off season for a beverage every now and then. But the 30 minutes I get during the freshman game to sit there and just talk with him, I always try and soak up as much as I can. And we talked Glen Lake, which was convenient because they played them the night before, and I'll give Glen Lake a little credit for maybe wearing them down a little bit. I wouldn't want to play Glen Lake than us back-to-back the week before districts. But,
right.
That's how it worked out for them. And, we've got a group that's been getting closer and closer, it seems like, these last few weeks to putting together full games and really looking like the team they're capable of. And, we started that 5-for-5 subbing. I think I talked to you, Jerry, at the showcase that we were going to start doing that.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, these kids have bought into it. There's no more wondering why I'm coming out of the game. It's just your time's up, and you're going to go back in 3 minutes. And the bench energy we have now with these guys, being excited for the next group coming, all right, keep it up. Like they're fired up coming off. The guys are fired up coming in. And they know that they're getting their chance. And then the next group, we're blessed to have 10 kids that we can play that way.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And we've worked hard. It's taken a while, obviously, but trying to find the right set of 5 and 5 that actually flow together and play well together, and move the ball and unselfish and all that. So that's been a challenge, but I think we finally found something that's working, because these last few games, it's been the best 3-4 games we've played all year. Defensively, we're locked in. Energy's there. The ball's moving. And then obviously you hit a few shots, that helps. But we tried our best to take advantage of, how disciplined McBain is with their help side defense. Is almost it's a strength and a weakness at the same time. So they do a really good job anytime the ball goes away from the backside corner of sending that guy under the rim and help side, almost like he is on a string. And something we noticed in the past years when we played them that they do a great job of, but if you can use that against them as far as looking at that skip pass and screening that guy to open up that skip pass even more. And so we put some variations into a few of our plays to make that the read, and found ourselves with some good open looks early. And and credit to my big guys for the way they battled with Clayton. He's a handful. He's a very good big player, and I told my guys, you got to touch him, you bump him, you got to from half court down. He needs to know your presence, and we had a designated help guy to also be kind of always in the paint in the area, touching them, tagging them, little elbow bump now and then,
up
just
close
remind
and
them
personal.
that you're there at all times. And he was getting frustrated. It definitely wore him down, and I credit those boys for following the scout and doing their job.
Yeah, you end up smelling like your opponent. You've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
You see that frustration on a kid's face. You know that what your defensive scheme is working, and it just the kids see that, they pick up on that, and it continues to be a snowball going downhill.
Absolutely. Every time he got a foul, it was like we were counting over there, and it wasn't the coach. It was just the players. Like, all right, that's one. We got four more. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, right. You guys are on it. And then I remember when he got his fourth, and there was like 1:20 left. One of my guys saying, "That's four." I said, "Guys, at this point, it doesn't matter."
Yeah,
right.
We just got to take care of the ball. We're up 4 or whatever it was with 1:20 left. Like, his fouls no longer matter. That was a great thing to worry about, but now it doesn't matter. We just have to take care. We're already there. We're in the driver's seat. Take care of the ball, make free throws, finish the game. So, that was there was a couple rocky moments at the end with both teams. Neither of us wanted to put the dagger in, but compared to how we finished or not finished some other games this year, it was definitely nice to see some growth there and come out with what we felt we deserved at that point. So.
Yeah.
Well, success can be contagious too, Coach. As when we were talking, when a lot of things aren't going the way you predicted, and you're losing basketball games, it does make it a little harder to get to practice. Does make it a little harder for the players to buy into what you and the coaches are talking about. So the whole thing kind of looks like you're putting a ribbon on it.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd like to kind of see some of this come around, like a month ago or so. But, better late than never. We still got time. And I was telling my wife the other night, I said, I just don't think I'm ready to be done with this group yet. Yeah. And not that I ever am, but, it's just this one feels like, gosh, I think there's more there that we can get to that we just haven't quite found and put our nose on yet. And then, again, I'm going to just credit that 5 for 5 because that's kind of been the big switch with these guys, and it just eliminated a lot of the questions. Yep. Not that I feel I should ever have to explain what I'm doing as a coach to one of my players coming off the floor, but kids are different these days. So
yeah, they are.
There's a lot of questions that come up, and I'm like, I don't have to tell you why you're out. Like you're
right
because I said so.
Yeah,
kind of thing. But. Like talking to one of my kids because I said eat your vegetables. That's why I don't need to explain that it's healthy for you every time.
But then, Coach, but that 5 in, 5 out, kids sometimes they want that structure and they thrive in defined roles, and it sounds like that might be the case with you guys.
100%. We did a little. We had because we've been trying so hard to figure it out with this group and. I had them all have some homework before the showcase with write down 2 things for me. 1, something you can do better for the team, and 2, something either the team can do or the coaches can do to help the team be successful. And a lot of it was about defined roles, and every single one of them talked about, especially in what they could do better, about we have more here, we want to make the change, like we can give better effort. I mean, it was all the right stuff. And so going into that Pickford game, it was just like, guys, we all reading all your notes, like we all want to make the change. Why not now?
Just do it.
Like let's do it now.
Yep.
Like let's be about this change you guys are talking about. You're saying the same things we've been saying, so let's just go do it. And again, that 5 for 5 too. I tell you, I noticed it in Hooker's face and voice last night. One time when 5 new guys came in and he's gasping for air.
Yeah.
And he looks over and he's like, "Oh, hold on, they got 5 more coming in. We got to figure this one out." Like it was a frustration because my guys are trotting in, fully ready to go, full of energy, and he's trying to get a good breath in. And I mean, and again, he's a hell of a player, and he's gonna have a good postseason, I think, and a good senior year ahead yet. But there's something to that psychological part as well. When you got 5 fresh guys running onto the floor, a line change like in hockey.
Yeah.
Like, geez, where's our 5 guys? I'll take a break, and there's no one for him. It's just, nope, you got to battle this next guy. And he's going to come put his elbow and shoulder into you for 90 feet as well, So, yeah, that's
Coach.
It was a fun game to watch last night.
So who do you have on Monday?
Nobody Monday. We've got Glen Lake on Wednesday, so how convenient is that?
Yeah. Coach, that's
It's almost like it was set up for us on purpose with them playing the night before,
right?
Getting to play the big fella last night to prep ourselves for another big fella on Wednesday. I mean, you can't put that in a book, I don't think.
No, for sure. And Coach, of course, you saw him at your showcase that, again, you do such a great job with, and really appreciate all the time and effort you put into that Northern Michigan showcase. But the Plamondon kid just didn't look, to me, Coach, just didn't look healthy. That knee of his, it really appeared to be laboring. And, of course, never like to talk about injuries with
he gets 5 days off.
Young people. But, just in their game that they played, he was not 100%.
Yeah, he's. I'm not sure about that, but I could definitely tell you that he was. He looked tired at times, and I think part of that definitely came back to how Westwood was playing him. They were doing kind of. I mean,
right.
Again, why do you think I set some of those up? Right. I'm trying to see how they're going to play him, then give myself some free looks and some notes.
Sure.
I mean, I'll tell anybody that wants to know. It's not a secret. I knew they were going to be undersized like us, and was hoping I could steal something. And the way they played him is exactly what our plan was last night going into McBain, and very much what our plan will be next Wednesday. Is just you have to constantly be leaning on them, touching them.
Yep.
And just have fresh bodies. I mean, they guarded him with a 6-foot kid and a 6'2" kid.
Yeah.
And they just kept touching him and leaning on him. Well, I've got 4 of those I can keep sending his way. So that's going to be kind of our plan. It's very similar to last night. Just try and wear him down, and there's only one of him.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, Ishpeming had no sides, Coach, as you know, but they played well as a team.
Yeah, they do. They were a great team. They had some great guards. I forget his name right now, but that number 10 was a special player. I think he had 30 or 32. Yeah. But, they were well coached, and they executed everything they wanted to do, and it was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I talked to the Glen Lake coach after that game, and there was a lot of buzz about that Ishpeming team. I think they opened up a lot of eyeballs at the way they played and how effective their press was.
Yeah, and I think everyone down here right now, between us, McBain, Glen Lake, Elk Rapids, anyone that was paying attention, I think they know if they want to get to a quarterfinal, it's up in Newberry for the regional final, and it's going to be against Westwood. So I think that's and not to take anything away from Menominee, because that definitely could be the team. I mean, they were a good team as well, and they're going to have to get through each other first. But man, I was impressed with that Westwood team.
I was too. Yeah, they're different, Coach, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sean, congratulations on the big-time win. Again, closing out the regular season by beating McBain. And all the best next Wednesday in Elk Rapids against Glen Lake.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And, we'll see if we can string a few together here.
All right.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Go get them, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right. Sean Finnegan, Traverse City St. Francis there. Huge win, so.
That is a huge win, and, and beating Pickford, too.
Yeah.
Who was undefeated before. Weren't they undefeated going into that?
They actually lost that one in a close battle.
Oh.
But that was they were 19-0 going into that game to close out the showcase there. But Pickford, a really, really good team.
Yeah.
So, but Coach sounds like he's figured out some things.
Well, he talked about, like I said, we talked for a long time during the TC West game at the showcase.
Yeah.
And he'd been kind of working on that five in, 5 out. It's great if you can do it.
If you got to have the bodies to do it.
You got to have. I've seen that a few times. We had a part of our team we called the Apache Squad. Mm-hmm. It was not a 5 in, 5 out, but they would come in like
all as a group.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Yep. The Pistons used to do that every once in a while. If you have a really deep bench, the other really cool thing about that, Rich, is if you have the athletes do it, it makes your practices fantastic.
Oh, it does, absolutely, because that group plays well together.
Yeah.
And they take pride in what they're doing. They want to beat the starters.
That's right.
It's so competitive, and the coach knows he's got the team where he wants them when those practices are so darn competitive.
And I watched a little bit of Glen Lake. They are very thin. I mean, they only
there wasn't a lot of subbing.
No, they have it appears 4 pretty good players. Mm-hmm. It's not even a complete 5-some.
Right.
And they only really relied on a couple of kids to come off the bench, and Plemenden, like you said, plays the entire game,
right?
The most of the game. Same thing, obviously, with the kid from McBain. So,
right.
Very rare in high school that your big man is ready to play 32 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, and at this time of year, there's a lot of wear and tear on that bigger body, and for sure. All right, when we come back, we're going to have Tim Resnich of the Frankfurt Panthers, and we'll also talk about the National Guard Student Athlete of the Week. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. It's time to gear up, Michigan, because the end of February is packed with high-octane action and vintage soul. The adrenaline hits the ice February 20th through the 22nd for Fast Eddie's Ice Bash in Prudenville. Whether it's grudge racing or ovals, you can run it if you brung it. From sleds and ATVs to race cars and trucks. That same weekend, head north for the 34th annual Top of the Lake Show and Ride in Nobbinway to celebrate the legends of the trail. If you're looking for some more speed on Saturday, February 21st, catch Racing with the Saints in St. Charles for vintage oval racing on their quarter-mile track. Then finish the month strong on Saturday, February 28th. Head to West Branch for the Ogemaw Hills Snowmobile Club open house for guided vintage rides, rake dogs, and a shot at winning a youth ATV or $500 in cash.
Remember to ride smart, ride right, and don't leave your trash. Leave a good impression. Visit us on upnorthsportsradio.com for more information on how to ride safe.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
Outdoor Equipment Co. is more than just a dealership. They're a local family-owned company with 3 locations across Michigan, carrying the top brands in power sports, marine, and outdoor equipment like Tahoe Pontoon, Kawasaki, Toro, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new unit or you need parts, service, or warranty work, you need to see the experts at Outdoor Equipment Co., Michigan's trusted source for sales, service, and parts. For the Outdoor Equipment Co. location nearest you, head to OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Spring is just around the corner. Get your business ready to roll. Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord has serious commercial vehicles at serious almost spring savings. Right now, save over $5,000 on in-stock commercial inventory, including 2025 Chevrolet Express 2500 cargo vans, 2025 Chevy Express box trucks, and 2025 Silverado 2400 HD dump trucks. Built to work, ready for the season, and priced to move. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
You've got it tuned to 101.1 WGRY, the place for all the Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings action, plus 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, powered by your Gaylord Gardner White Up North Sports Radio.
Nominations for the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best 2026 Reader's Choice Contest are open. Nominate your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan for well-deserved recognition. Nominate once daily in each category through Friday, May 8th. Simply the Best in 2025 broke records, more than 29,000 nominations and more than 39,000 votes. It's more important than ever to support your favorites and help them stand out above the rest. Simply the Best voting begins May 11th, so nominate now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Big capability, smart monthly payments. It's all happening now at Jim Wiernig GMC. Lease a 2026 Sierra Elevation 4-wheel drive double cab for only $166 per month plus tax. Or choose the confident 2026 Terrain Elevation all-wheel drive for $399 a month plus tax. These are 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with 2026 due at signing. Ready to make your move? Call 989-732-4288 and drive professional grade today. Jim Wiernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
King K Cash is here! Celebrate with beads and big wins at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Every Saturday in February from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., one guest punches the King Cake board. Match 2 pairs and win a share of $40,000 in cash and premium play. Find the Mardi Gras baby for an extra $100 in premium play. Then at 10 p.m., one lucky guest will win the weekly grand prize of $5,000 cash. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com. It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. miarmyguard.com. Congratulations to the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio's High School Scoreboard Show. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com.
Hey, this is Sergeant Bo Dutton, recruiter for the Gaylord area. I'm proud to announce that the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week is basketballer Nathan O'Connell of the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds. Congratulations, Nathan. I'll be dropping by Gaylord St. Mary's.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Frankfort Lady Panthers, Tim Resnish. And Tim, before we talk about that nice win you had over Benzie Central last night, talk about Addison Jaros just a little bit, as she was named our National Guard Student Athlete of the Week.
Oh, hey, guys. Well, there's not a better kid out there. She is just an absolute dream of a student, of a player, of a person. She's one of those kids that if we're leaving for a weekend, she's the first one I ask to come and watch the house and the dogs. Just one of those kids that you trust with everything. A terrific kid, works hard in everything she does, and does everything well. So I couldn't be more proud of her.
That's cool, Tim. It's really like she's the kind of person that this award was made for, because, again, we just don't want to concentrate on the stats and all that. We want good people that do a lot of work outside of basketball to win this award, and she's the perfect candidate.
There's no question. It seems like it was tailor-made for her. She's just that kind of person.
Yeah.
She's very deserving, so I appreciate that.
Right. And in that 3-week, that span, or that 3 games in 1 week span that you nominated her, Tim, 16.7 points per game, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and almost 3 steals. That's a pretty good trifecta of games.
Oh, that doesn't speak to the level of defense she plays, too. She's always put on the biggest, toughest person we can find for her, and she never backs down. And actually, last night at Benzie, she had to guard the little exchange student. That girl, she's smaller but quick and tough and fast, and we put Addie on her, too. So it doesn't matter, whoever that toughest player is. But I'm pretty fortunate this year. I have a couple of kids. Willa can step up and guard tough ones, too, and actually just about all of them can. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, talk about that Benzie win last night, a 39-35 win, close game, but man, that's a quality win.
It was a fun one, that's for sure. Really proud of the girls because we struggled. Actually, we did not struggle offensively. I thought we got whatever we wanted. The offense, I'm so proud of these girls, how far they've come along offensively this year. And we've been able to get whatever shots we wanted lately. But last night they wouldn't fall. We went 3 for 27 in the first half, and most of those were layups.
Oh, my God.
But they figured it out. They figured out a way to get it done. And they hung right in there. What I was really proud of is we weren't much better in the second half, but the girls weren't afraid to keep shooting, and we had enough fall so that we could get the win. And we played tough down the stretch, made some key free throws. So I'm proud of them, and like I said, I'm really proud of their offense because we got whatever we wanted, just had struggles finishing.
Right. Hey, Tim, usually, that kind of stat sheet in the first half like that, usually you're going to lose that game by 20 points.
Right. So, like I said, again, I'm just really proud of those girls for figuring out what they had to do. They locked down. Benzie battled. Andy's doing a great job over there, and those girls, they definitely did not want to lose to Frankfurt again. So they fought as hard as they could, but my girls figured it out.
Yeah. Tim, also I wanted to mention a milestone in your coaching career. You celebrated 400 wins. Coaching high school ball here, and that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it means I'm getting old, Rich.
Yeah, we all are, Tim.
It's been incredible, and I've had great kids, and I've had great assistants all along the way, so I've had a heck of a lot of help.
Yeah. Well, I knew that's exactly what you would say, is always deflect that, but that's an accomplishment. And but I tell you what, next week, it doesn't get any easier. A very good Onekama team is sitting there waiting for you Tuesday.
Yeah, they weren't real happy with their performance when we played at their place, so they'll be ready for sure. And what a great warm-up for the tournament. I'm excited about how the schedule worked out. This should be a great game on Tuesday. We have a lot to clean up. But like I say, the girls have been coming along. I'm really proud of their progress. So we're looking forward to it. And then, of course, that tournament, that's our time of year.
Yeah, it is, Tim. Now, who do you match up with in that first round of districts?
That hasn't been determined, but we'll be the number 1 seed down in the Bear Lake bracket. So
nice.
Yep, I know Sutton's Bay is in that, Leland's in that, Bear Lake is in that. maybe one more. St. Mary's is in it, and maybe one more. But we'll end up with the number 1 seed. So we'll have a bye in the first round. We'll be able to watch whoever we're going to get. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Leelanau, yeah.
Right.
That's got to be Leelanau, St. Mary's, right, Tim?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
St. Mary's.
I knew it had to be. I knew Gaylord St. Mary's.
Yeah,
was
we
not in
cover
that one.
Gaylord St. Mary's as well, and so, we wanted to make sure we get our St. Mary's correct here.
Right on.
Yeah.
That if things go to plan, that should be one heck of a great region, but we got to take care of business in that district first.
Yeah, for sure. And Tim, you got the girls playing well again, even winning games when you're not shooting the ball. That means you're doing all the other things well, and you can win games many different ways in high school.
Oh, absolutely. And last night, a couple of non-starters I thought were unsung heroes. Sage Myers came off the bench, a little guard, and just played incredibly good defense, hit a couple of real clutch free throws down the stretch, strong with the ball. And then, one of my posts, Ella Sweeney struggled, could not get it to fall. Had great shots, but boy, was she working well to get those shots. So, I don't have a big team, but they can all play, which is a great luxury to have,
No
they can all
doubt.
contribute.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tim, really, exciting time of year. March Madness is knocking on the door. And so close out strong, and we'll see you along the tournament run here.
Right on, Rich. It's all practice up until the tournament for us. So we're ready for the season to start.
That's right. When you've won a couple of state championships, and all, that's exactly right. You play your best ball during the tournament.
That's it. That's the plan.
Yeah. All right. Tim Resnich of the Frankfort Lady Panthers. Thanks for
guys.
joining us.
Good luck, Coach.
And best again.
appreciate it.
Congrats to Addison.
Yeah, thank you again. I appreciate it, guys. Thank
All
you.
right. See you, Tim. Yep, just loves to play with Frankfort. They play well in the tournament most every year.
Yeah,
for sure.
No matter what, winning state championships, there's nothing easy about that.
No, for sure.
But when it's part of your DNA,
yeah,
the expectation is we play the regular, play the regular season to set up what we're going to do in the tournament.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. When we come back, speaking of St. Mary's, we're going to talk to Pat Schultz of Gaylord St. Mary's coming up next. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick, GMC in Gaylord.
Spring is just around the corner. Get your business ready to roll. Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord has serious commercial vehicles at serious almost spring savings. Right now, save over $5,000 on in-stock commercial inventory, including 2025 Chevrolet Express 2500 cargo vans, 2025 Chevy Express box trucks, and 2025 Silverado 2400 HD dump trucks. Built to work, ready for the season, and priced to move. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
Nominations for the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best 2026 Reader's Choice Contest are open. Nominate your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan for well-deserved recognition. Nominate once daily in each category through Friday, May 8th. Simply the Best in 2025 broke records, more than 29,000 nominations and more than 39,000 votes. It's more important than ever to support your favorites and help them stand out above the rest. Simply the Best voting begins May 11th, so nominate now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Love is in the air this February at Benetham's. Begin your romantic dinner with oysters Rockefeller, classic seafood Chiappino, or crispy coconut shrimp. Continue your love affair with the chef specials, or a perfect Piedmontese 14-ounce New York strip is always a tremendous taste treat. The Benetham's wine list has the perfect pairings, including many fine sparkling wines to make the meal complete. Visit Benethams.com and make your reservations today. Benetham's, for the true love of food. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
One night, 3 bands. Strap in. My monster's out. Saturday, July 11th, Shinedown at Soaring Eagle with special guest Coheed and Cambria. And From Ashes to New. Part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series. Tickets start at $62 and on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Showtime 7 p.m. Shinedown with Coheed and Cambria and From Ashes to New at Soaring Eagle Casino. July 11th, SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Big capability, smart monthly payments. It's all happening now at Jim Wernick GMC. Lease a 2026 Sierra Elevation 4-wheel drive double cab for only $166 per month plus tax. Or choose the confident 2026 Terrain Elevation all-wheel drive for $399 a month plus tax. These are 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with 2026 due at signing. Ready to make your move? Call 989-732-4288 and drive professional grade today. Jim Wernick GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
You've got it tuned to 101.1 WGRY, the place for all the Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings action, plus 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, powered by your Gaylord Gardner White Up North Sports Radio.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is Pat Schultz of the Lady Snowbirds. And Pat, when we talked to you last week, you were concerned about that Glen Lake game that you guys hosted at St. Mary's. But I tell you what, Coach, you came away with a 9-point win, and you need to be really happy with the girls' performance.
Yeah, that was probably, one of our better complete games for 4 quarters. That's probably one of the better ones we played in the last, month or two, maybe. I mean, that was a very good team, a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. When I was shaking hands with some of the girls before the game, I was looking like eye to eye with a couple of them and like up at another one. I'm like, holy smokes! I don't know what we're getting into here, but our girls, for us to be able to out rebound a team like that with our size, our lack of size, just kind of speaks to the effort that they put into the kind of the game plan. They knew what we needed to do. If we don't, then if you can't be competitive in the rebounding area in a game, that unless you shoot lights out, you just don't really give yourself much of a chance of being competitive. And the girls did a good job that night with the rebounding.
Oh, Coach, looking at film and things like that, Coach, I think it doesn't always do justice on the size of the players and some of the quickness. I think that film kind of it's kind of not nearly as detailed as you'd like it to be.
No, I mean, I always try to go see people. If it's a team I don't know, I always try to go see them. Like I want to, have them pass the eye test. I got to see, because I can, if I can see what kind of quickness and what kind of size I have, I can pretty much shape up real quick how we're going to stack up against it. But they're so far away. They're way over there, and they play in a conference that's kind of way away. So it was hard to, we know them because we scrimmaged them a little bit, but they just. They're well coached, and they have, just to be quite honest, they have more talent on that team than we do. They really did. But just on that particular night, I think 50-50 balls. I think we had to have been ahead in that category. When a ball hit the ground, we were really, really active in trying to gain possession. I mean, we had girls climbing over each other on the floor to try to get basketballs. And for a team like ours to be competitive and beat a team like theirs, that's what has to happen. And I was just really glad the girls kind of put it all together. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, but they did what they needed to do to win, and I was happy for them, very happy for them.
Well, Coach, that's pretty much the Lady Snowbirds in a nutshell. We've had you on the show plenty this year, and throughout the years, your girls always play hard. You play, the scrappy non-zone man. gal to gal.
I knew you were bringing it up. I knew it was coming up.
A gal to gal defense. And, especially when you can out-rebound a team that's bigger than you, it's going to pay dividends.
Oh, you have to. I mean, the kind of style that we like to play, that I like to play, I mean, there's some metrics that we have to meet every game for us to have a chance, and offensive rebounding is one of them. And we met that goal that night against them, which was huge, because if you're not shooting well, which we didn't shoot particularly well, if you had to pick an area that didn't really go well, we didn't shoot from three really well. Peyton, our one big scorer, was out with the flu for a couple days prior to that, and she looked like death on the bench. But I'll give her credit. She, offensively, she didn't do a whole lot. She hit, I think, 6 of her free throws, 6 out of 7 maybe. But other than that, she didn't do a whole lot. But defensively, I think we held their bigs, and she was a huge reason for that. I mean, we held their bigs down pretty well, and they kept rolling them in. They just took one, 5'11", 6-foot girl off the floor and brought another one in. And Peyton, feeling she felt pretty crappy. That was probably one of her better defensive games all year. I can honestly say that.
Yeah, Coach. No, that's, when you step up a division and you play a bigger team like that, man, that just has to have your team play with more and more confidence.
Yeah, I mean, we knew kind of what we were getting into. That is, like you said, that's a bigger school, and like I said, they're well coached, and they have some really good players. One of them is on my AAU team, so I know what they have. So I mean, they're real good, and for us to be in the ball game at the end, we were happy. But I mean, I think our girls, Kaylee had I don't know how many. It might be common. I guess I don't know. I don't follow a lot what other teams do and what other kids do in games. But that was her second triple-double of the year.
Okay.
She had a triple-double against that team. I mean, that's a really good team. She had 10 steals. I don't know if she had 16 or 17 points and maybe 10 or 11 rebounds. For a girl her size, to get double-digit rebounds, that was. I mean, obviously, one of her most complete games that I've seen her play. She wanted it very, very badly, and she played, really, really, really good on-the-ball defense.
No, that's great. And Coach, not a easy schedule by any means to close out that regular season, as both games at home, but Central Lake and then Inland Lakes, two of the teams right behind you in Nisqually Valley.
Yeah, Central Lake on Monday. We're focusing on that today at practice. We kind of game planned what they had run against us last time, and maybe just kind of went over some things that we thought we might see from them. They're a good team. They're real physical. They like to really get on the floor and muddy up the game and really make it a tough physical game. And we need to respond in kind. So it was.
I think you will.
I hope. I mean, we're gonna have. You really, this time of year, as far as like the conference goes, you really can't lay an egg right now, because we have, like you just said, two of the top three, teams in the league we're closing out the season with. So it's not going to be easy. But first things first, we take care of the ball on Monday, and we rebound, and we give ourselves a real good chance to, have a good night.
Yeah. Well, Coach, really a great season. I know you want to close it out strong and then have a deep playoff run there, and looking forward to seeing you guys in person as well this year.
We'd love to have you. If you guys do make it, please come see me before the game. I'd love to talk to you guys. All we ever get to do is this stuff on the phone. I'd love to see you and chat for a minute.
Yeah, I will definitely do that, Coach.
I appreciate it. I can't thank you guys enough for this show. I love high school sports, and I love the way you guys cover it. And I think it gives a lot of people out there who might not have access to see a bunch of different schools. It's such a Northern Michigan has geographically is so big. They can listen and catch up with you guys on kind of what the heartbeat is in high school sports up here, and I really like it.
Well, Coach, you can butter us up anytime.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever it takes to get back on.
Right. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah,
Take care, Coach.
All right.
Yeah, bye-bye.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Pat Schultz of the Lady Snowbirds there. Great guy, big part of what we do here.
Yep. He's a lot of fun. I should get to one of their games. It's been a long time since I saw the Lady Snowbirds play. and I hope they're getting some fans in that gym.
I know, exactly. What do we got a big preseason baseball game coming
We
up.
do
on
at 1
this channel.
o'clock. We're going to have the first Tigers preseason game of the year. They're playing the Yankees. So we had snow on the ground again, but it's always good to hear the Tigers on the radio, no matter what time of year it is. But especially if you can't get down to Florida, we bring a little sunshine through the radio. And then you got the Michigan game at 6, but we won't be broadcasting that because we have the Piston game at 7.
Taking on the Bulls.
Yep. And so keep it tuned here on Up North Sports Radio for the Tigers. I think we're going to run 11 spring training games before the season starts. And, of course, every single Tiger regular season game is right here.
Right. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a great year. Real excited for Tigers this year.
And you're not on the air till Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. We're awaiting the winner of the Petoskey Alpena game.
Okay.
And so that's when we do appreciate, of course, Jim Wernig, Chevy and GMC and Gaylord for sponsoring, being a big part of this show.
This has been the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord, dedicated to the best customer service and the best offers. Join us next Saturday at 10 with host Rich Calkins. Nobody loves high school sports like Up North Sports Radio.
WGRY in Great